My name is Takeru Yamashita. I'm 35 years old. I work at a trading company that mainly handles elderly care items and equipment as a supervisor. I get on well with my colleagues, and I think that the team I supervise like me fairly well too. My boss and managers have a lot of trust in me, but there's just one guy at work that I can't seem to connect with. I don't get him at all. The man sitting at the desk next to me is my manager, Suzuki. He's 40 years old. He spends a lot of time glaring at his computer, but sometimes I catch him glancing over at my desk and kissing his teeth. He'll start shaking his leg like he's really impatient or annoyed about something, and even if I know that I'm not the reason why he's so irritated, it doesn't feel too comfortable working right next to someone who doesn't think about the effect his own actions have on the people around him. I always wonder how he managed to become section chief. I'm way better looking than this idiot. Why does he get all the attention? He's looking at his social media again. Great. Suzuki loves surfing on the internet and is always on social media. To be precise, he loves himself and loves uploading filtered photographs of himself to the net after editing them to make himself look 10 times more handsome. He's so addicted to the response he gets that he's even gone and taken pictures at the office during work. Unsurprisingly, it isn't just me that knows about Suzuki's accounts online. Everyone in the office knows his profile because he told everyone, even though we never asked. As a result, it looks like nobody's been looking at any of his posts, because nobody's interested. By the way, I followed him so that he wouldn't get pesky about it, but I've never checked his page or what he posts. To be honest, I just want to tell him to grow up and stop interrupting our work. If Suzuki was a little less unpleasant and a little more friendly, then maybe more of us would have been happy to follow him and enjoy his posts. He brought that on himself. Hey, Yamashita, can you give me a hand with this? Yes, sure. What can I help you with? I'm gonna drink some of this coffee, so I want you to take a picture of me. You've got to include the buildings in the background and hold it at an angle, make it look nice. Yeah, the backlight on this isn't too bad. I look good. Right. Are you gonna use this for a presentation at work? Yeah, you could say that. It could lead to work. I've been getting a lot of mail from companies asking me to promote their stuff. Suzuki, do you mind if you do that after you've finished the stuff we've got to do here in the office? At this job here? Huh? What's your problem? This company allows second jobs, so what does it matter if I take pictures for my account? It doesn't say anything in our contract here about it being forbidden for us to do a second job while we're in the office. So tell me, what have I done wrong? Yeah, it isn't written in the contract because it's too goddamn obvious, idiot. And the company forbids second jobs that interfere with the work you do here, dumbass. You've stopped me from working and you're slacking off just to take a pretty picture of you drinking coffee. There was a lot I wanted to say to him, but I assumed that he would shut up and get back to work if I took the picture. So I took his phone in my hands and pressed the button. Is this enough? I don't know. It's not what I was thinking. Yamashita, you're not very good at taking pictures, are you? I'm not a cameraman, so I don't have to be good at taking photos. I'm a salesman. There are times when a salesman has to take pictures too, I'm giving you a chance to improve. Retake the picture. I took another picture and showed Suzuki his phone. This is great. It's much better. Mainly thanks to how photogenic I am. But yeah, men really start to shine once they're in their 40s, huh? I'm in the prime of my life. I wanted to show that I'm a capable guy, Women like an older man that they can rely on, right? I think this shows that pretty well. Reliable, my ass. Good to see you're hard at work, Suzuki. What are you up to? Oh, sir, we're just taking photos. I just thought that we could spice up the way we present our products to our clients, so I've been trying some stuff out. I'm always asking someone from advertising to take the pictures for me, but I needed to get a picture taken ASAP, so I thought I'd take some now. I'm glad you're putting so much thought into your presentations, Suzuki. That's great thinking outside the box. Yamashita Rita, you better take a leaf out of his book. This is how you get promoted. Yes, sir. Suzuki has a talent for keeping up his facade of being a brilliant employee towards the management. I know of countless occasions where he's taken the credit for a document that his subordinates prepared for him, and of occasions where he's used his power as section chief to use his subordinates and make them work double because he's not bothered to do things himself. I can understand delegating work to people who are more suitable for a certain job, but he spends all of his time at the office on his phone and doesn't do anything to help the progress of the work we have in our department. It's unreasonable that we should do anything on his behalf. Look at that! I've already got a comment on the photo I posted a few minutes ago. Someone said that I look really cool. I know that already. I wanna be just like you? Hey, you've got no chance of being like me. I'm way out of your reach, idiot. Suzuki was grinning as he looked through the comments of the latest post he had uploaded. I got a little curious and took a look at his profile. No way! 10,000 followers? Hey, does that mean you're not checking my posts? Well, I guess I can't blame you. Anyone would feel bad about themselves if they took a look at my profile. I'm too perfect. I wasn't even bothered to tell him that I had no interest in being up to date with his posts and just laughed his comment off. But I really was surprised that he had managed to gain a following of 10,000 people. It seems that he had become a sort of influencer online. But I could sort of understand why he had so many followers. All they knew of Suzuki was the cool, handsome-looking young man that appeared in his edited photographs. If that was all they saw of him, then I wasn't surprised that there were some people who actually thought that they wanted to be like him. I just couldn't fathom how nobody had realized the truth. He wasn't the charismatic sort of guy. All right, I'm done for today. I'm leaving. What? But it's not time yet. Where are you going? I've got some rounds to make, some clients to see. I'm going straight home after that. You got a problem with that? I mean, we've still got stuff to do for tomorrow's project meeting. You haven't finished your documents, have you? Oh, that project? I'm not participating in that anymore. It's to let you guys grow and learn to walk without me helping you all the time. Get me? I spoke to the department manager and had him remove me because I thought that would be better for the rest of you guys. See ya! Suzuki pulled out the mountain of documents relating to tomorrow's meeting and left them on my desk before heading out of the office. No way! Hang on! He hasn't finished summarizing any of the data he was in charge of. That night I had to stay behind for 3 hours in order to get as much done as possible before the next morning. There was still a pile of stuff left to do when I left, but I decided that I would concentrate better once I had dinner and a nap. Overall, I enjoy the work here and think that it's a comfortable work environment. The only problem is that Suzuki is a real cause of stress for me. I'm home.
Honey, you're back? You were really late today.
Daddy, you're back home!
Reika, what are you still doing up?
She said that she wasn't going to go to sleep until she got a hug from Daddy. So I had a letter.
Reika, thank you. My 5-year-old daughter Reika gave me a big hug, and I felt as though all the fatigue that had accumulated during the day had just flown away.
Dada! Dada!
Minato, I'm home! My wife Ayumi is holding our son Minato, who just recently turned 1 year old. He's even started walking these past few weeks, and we can't take our eyes off him for a single second. The truth is there's a meeting for the project I'm working on tomorrow, and Suzuki suddenly announced that he's stepped back from it today. I think that until the project's over, I'm gonna be pretty late home like I was tonight.
Oh, honey, why can't you just be frank with him and tell him to stop? I love that you're such a kind, gentle person, but I don't think that's worth it to sacrifice yourself for him and have to put in so much effort when he's being so difficult.
I get what you mean. I really do want to make things clear with him, but he's already got most of the management on his side. I don't want to make an enemy of him when I could risk my own job.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it like it's so easy. You're doing more than enough.
No, it's fine. I know that you're having a tough time taking care of both the kids on your own. I'm sorry I haven't been able to help out more. I'm sorry I haven't been able to play with you lately, Reika.
It's okay. I forgive you. I hope you do well on your project.
It's project, sweetie. After just a few minutes of talking with my family, I'd gotten a boost of motivation to get back to work and was ready to sit at my desk at home after a short nap. I worked until the morning to get my presentation ready. I'm finally done. I made it in time. I only had 2 hours until I had to be at the office. I knew that I wouldn't be able to wake up if I tried to take a nap, so I stayed awake and used the time to get ready for work and focus on today's meeting. When I finally arrived at the office, I noticed that a couple of the female employees were gathered and gossiping about something.
Don't you think he's really handsome? I only just found out about him yesterday because he was on TV, but I was really surprised I hadn't heard about him sooner. He's such a heartthrob.
I've been following him on social media for ages. I found him first.
You did not just say that. But I can't believe people can get so famous just by posting pictures of themselves online. He's really something.
Come to think of it, there was a guy like that on TV late last night. He said that he was a fashion influencer or something like that. It was 100 times better looking than Suzuki, and he had over 100,000 followers on his social media. I looked over at where Suzuki was sitting at the desk next to mine and could see that he wasn't happy at all. Seriously? He's getting jealous? Where does he get all that confidence from? Does he really think he can win against a guy like that? Good morning, Suzuki. Suzuki didn't respond to my greeting and continued staring at the phone in his hands. It still isn't time for us to clock in, so he's free to do whatever he likes, but I think it's polite to at least answer if someone calls out to you. Hey, there's gonna be a pretty important client at today's project meeting, right? Yeah, it's a pretty major company. Then I think I'll tag along. What? But I thought you said that you weren't going to participate. Yeah, but I thought about it, and I think that it's too big a load to let you deal with on your own. I think I'll stick around until the greetings and introductions are all over. I bet he's planning something. A few hours later, the project meeting began. We all introduced ourselves to the client, and when it came Suzuki's turn to hand him his business card, I saw that he had passed him 1 card extra. He's gone and given the client the business card for his social media? I didn't know if he had lost control because of his need to be approved and recognized by others, but he ended up going around handing out his business cards to employees in the client's company who probably didn't even know what we were doing there. And a few days later, when he saw that the number of his followers hadn't increased as much as he had wanted, he got more and more irritated with every day that passed. The more furious he got, the more he began to take that anger out on me and my colleagues. If I can finish off this big project without any problems, then it'll probably lead to a higher evaluation of my performance at this company. If I wanted to change jobs, then it would probably be best to do it after that. I decided that I wouldn't let Suzuki's attitude bother me and interfere with my work. I just had to focus on the task at hand. And then, after a long week of never-ending typing up documents and making calls, the weekend had finally come. How about we all go out to a theme park together?
Yay! Are we going to a theme park where there are a lot of Mr. Mouses?
I don't know if there are a lot, but it'll be nice if we can meet them, won't it?
Yeah!
Just as we were getting ready to go out, someone rang the doorbell over and over again.
Takaru, take a look at the monitor. Do you know who that is? He doesn't look like he's a delivery man.
I wonder if it's a door-to-door. What the? That's Suzuki from work.
What? Did something happen at the office?
No, I don't think so. And even if it was something urgent, they would have given me a call before coming here. I don't know what he wants.
Yeah, you're right.
I could already tell that he wasn't here with good news. His presence only gave me a bad feeling, but we couldn't go anywhere if he was standing outside the door waiting for us. I had no choice but to answer the door and ask him what he wanted. Yamashita, how long were you gonna make me wait out there? How can I help you, Suzuki? You could have just called me if there was something you needed to tell me. You didn't have to come all this way. I thought it would be faster if I just came to get you. Come on, let's go. Huh? Go where? We don't have any meetings with any clients today. We've got work to do. I got a call last minute, so hurry up and get ready. Last minute? But I didn't get any calls from anyone at the office. Yeah, because it was a last minute decision. That's why I'm here. Come on, sort out your priorities. There's nothing more important than getting your work done. You say that, but... With every word he spoke, Suzuki raised his voice until he was yelling at me, and I could hear Reika begin to cry from somewhere in the house. Like a chain reaction, Minato began to cry too. Will you shut those kids up? My ears are starting to hurt. Why would you say something like that?
Takaru, why don't you go to work? We can just go to the theme park tomorrow instead.
But...
There's nothing we can do if you've got some urgent work to deal with. And I don't think we can enjoy it if the kids are this upset. I've got to calm them down.
It looks like your wife's a lot smarter than you are, Yamashita. You better do as she says. All right, I'll go get changed into my suit. Can you give me a moment? I got changed and got into Suzuki's luxury car. I don't remember you having a car like this. It only just arrived yesterday. It's cool, right? It's perfect for a guy like me. Yeah. So where are we headed? I think the office is in the opposite direction. We're going to Moni Hotel. What? Moni Hotel? The 5-star Moni Hotel? Moni Hotel was a luxury hotel where even the most standard rooms cost well over $600, or so I'd heard on the grapevine. Apparently, they also rented out private rooms in the lounge for business meetings, but it was way too daunting for a simple guy like me. I could imagine CEOs meeting there, but not a supervisor like myself. Did the client say that they preferred the Moni Hotel? I mean, I can't imagine us booking a room in the lounge there. What are you talking about? Why would we have a business meeting on the weekend? This is for my private work. You're my cameraman, remember? This is why I've been training you to take better pictures. What? That's not what you said back at my house. Why should this be my priority? Of course it's your priority. It's not every day that a slot opens up at the Moni Hotel, you know. They had a cancellation last night, so of course I had to take my chances and make a reservation. You'll be my photographer for the day while I enjoy the ocean view pool on the rooftop. And this time I'm gonna get an explosion of follows. You called me out on the weekend for something that trivial? Did you just say trivial? Listen to me, Yamashita. If I talk to the department manager, I can get you demoted, even get you fired with just a click of my fingers. Are you sure you want to talk to me like that? Great, now my throat's dry. I'll park at a gas station, so go buy me a drink. What the hell? I'm not your slave. He hasn't even given me the money to buy his drink for him. If Suzuki speaks to the department manager, it's highly likely that the director will hear about what he says about me too. I hate to say it, but between myself and Suzuki is more popular with the higher-ups because of how good he is at kissing ass. If I didn't have a family to feed, then I could give up and resign anytime I wanted. But that's not the case. I couldn't just get up and go without my next workplace set in stone and risk being unemployed for a long period of time, and I didn't have any certification or skills to make me stand out as an employee. Most of me just wanted to end the time I was wasting with Suzuki and go back home to spend time with my family, but I told myself that I only had to bear with it for a day. If I got through today, I could have quality time with my wife and kids tomorrow. I was going back and forth in my mind when I suddenly got a phone call from my wife, Ayumi. Hello, Ayumi?
Takaru, you've got to come back home right away. Raika got hit by a car and she's being taken to the hospital. I'm going to follow the ambulance.
What? Where's she being taken? I took note of the hospital that Reika was being taken to and ended the phone call. I've gotta go home. It doesn't matter whether I lose my job or not. I've got to be with Reika. We've got enough money saved to go on for a few months, and I can start looking for a job as soon as Reika's recovered. I don't care if I have to work part-time. There's plenty of work that I can do. Right now, I've got to go and be with my family. She needs me. I spotted a taxi that was on break in the parking lot we'd stopped at and got into the back. I was going home to see my daughter. One glance at Suzuki and I saw how shocked he was to see that I was leaving, but I didn't care. I arrived at the hospital and found Ayumi and Minato waiting outside the operating theater. Minato didn't seem to understand what was going on and was smiling as he toddled around, but Ayumi's eyes were already red and swollen from crying. Where's Reika?
She's having surgery right now. She hurt her leg really bad, but she's conscious. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have.
Ayumi told me that after I had left, she and the kids had gone to play at the nearest park. And then, when she wasn't looking, Reika had chased a ball she had kicked into the road and into the path of an oncoming car. I should have known how difficult it is to take care of two young children who started walking, and yet I didn't think. I only did as Suzuki told me out of fear for my job. I'm sorry, Ayumi. I should have been with you all. I should have told Suzuki to leave and gone to the theme park, but it was too late to regret the decision I had made. We could only pray that Reika's surgery would finish soon and that she would be safe. A few days later...
Daddy, can you read me a story?
Yeah, sure. Reika's surgery finished without any problem, but the doctors told us that she would have to stay in hospital for at least 10 days. Since she was still young, she would need a guardian to watch over her, but I couldn't make Ayumi stay, and Minato wouldn't be able to stay with her anyway. So in order to make things easier for my wife, I decided to take some medical leave and paid holidays off so that I could be by Reika's side. I knew that it would cause a lot of trouble for my colleagues, but luckily enough, everyone, besides Suzuki, was kind enough to come by and bring toys and books for Reika to play with while she was in hospital. Hey! Suzuki, what are you doing here? What do you mean, what am I doing here? You're the one that's been making trouble for me by going home before I tell you can and taking time off work. I came here to tell you to stop slacking off. Thanks to you, I've been working overtime this entire week and the department manager's been at my throat every single day. As he talked, I noticed that he looked pretty worn out and realized that he must have been having a hard time getting his work done efficiently because he had never done a proper day's worth of work since I first started working with him. And the department manager must have found it strange that Suzuki was incapable of completing a simple task when just one of his subordinates was taking time off of work. I wasn't surprised that he would start to suspect foul play. I stifled the urge to shout, "That's what you get," and laughed at him silently. I'm sorry, but what can I do? My daughter's in hospital. Yeah, whatever. I want you to finish this until the next presentation we have. Excuse me? I'm taking medical leave to take care of my daughter. Medical leave? She doesn't look sick at all. Just leave her here. Do you want me to tell the department manager that you've been lying about your daughter so that you can take time off work? How could I lie about this? I've had enough of you, Suzuki.
Pop!
Reika pressed the nurse call button, and one of the nurses on duty came flying into the room. Reika?
What's the matter? Is everything okay?
I'm sorry, my daughter pressed the button by accident. She didn't mean to call for you.
Oh, thank goodness. As long as everyone's okay here.
Yes, we're fine.
Miss Nurse, I don't like this mean old man. He's being really loud and is shouting at my poor daddy.
Reika pointed at Suzuki and spoke with all her might. Reika! You little brat!
Brat? I'm sorry, but visiting time is about to finish. Do you mind leaving the room? You can't be here.
What the hell are you talking about? There's still plenty of time.
Visiting hours vary by patient and their condition.
You're lying. I've never heard of anything like that.
If you really want to be at this hospital, then how about I introduce you to the neurology department? Maybe they can help you. They'd be happy to see you.
The nurse didn't take no for an answer and ended up leading Suzuki out of the hospital room. Whew, finally.
Daddy, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thanks, Reika. But I want you to listen to me very carefully. You can only use the nurse call button when you really need to, okay? It's very important.
Okay.
I picked up where I left off in the storybook and read her the rest of the story. We can finally go home today. Reika, I'm gonna go to the toilet before we leave, so just give me a minute, all right?
Okay.
Huh? Reika, what's the matter? Are you okay?
There's an old man.
I'm not old, you little... I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Suzuki was lying in my daughter's hospital bed, taking selfies from every possible angle. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm taking photos. I haven't been getting as much response from my followers lately, so I thought that I'd give them a bit of a shock by taking pictures from a hospital and make the atmosphere a little darker than usual. That should do the trick. What the hell are you talking about? Every patient in this hospital is a real person with real symptoms. They're all doing their best to get better. You don't have the right to waltz in here and pretend to be sick just to get attention. If you want pictures, go hire a studio. But that would cost a fortune and it won't be as realistic as being in an actual hospital. I'm usually wild and cool, aren't I? So I think that showing a little of my weak side would draw a lot more people in and, you know, make them love me more. Anyway, I'll see ya. Suzuki walked out of the room looking pleased with himself. Reika, were you okay?
Yeah, but I did my best not to press the button, Daddy. I waited for you to come back because you said not to. I knew you'd be back soon.
Reika, you kept your promise. You're a good girl. You did really well, honey. She was all on her own, so if anything, I wouldn't have been upset if she'd actually pressed the button. But I had to praise her for being so brave and thinking carefully before pushing it. She really did well to keep her promise. I hugged her close and was thankful that it hadn't been worse. The next day, I headed to the office for the first time in over a week. Hey, Yamashita, what the hell have you done? I'm sorry, Suzuki, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm being attacked for the picture I took at the hospital. The comments won't stop. Huh? Why is that? Your daughter's name was in the picture I took. I took a look at Suzuki's profile and found the latest photo that had been uploaded along with the caption, "I ended up in the hospital from working too hard." However, the problem was that the patient nameplate reading Reika Y was visible in the top right-hand corner of the photo. Not only that, Suzuki had failed to notice that the bedside table was also in the background and that there were toys and sweets clearly meant for children scattered on its surface. So, now everyone's aware that you were lying about being in the hospital and that you were using a child to take that photo. You got what you deserve. Plus, that hospital forbids photography and the uploading of photos taken to social media. No wonder your followers are so angry with you. It's only a matter of time before the hospital catches on too. He hadn't been clueless enough to type the name of the hospital, but he had taken pictures of the scenery outside the window, so somebody with a lot of time and patience on their hands would probably work out the location and spread that information in the comments section. There were already a lot of different reactions from a lot of people in the comments, which seemed to be heating up too. It didn't take long before Suzuki's photos were mentioned in an online article, and everyone was talking about the influencer that chased a little girl out of her hospital bed. I guess this is a suitable end for a man who couldn't keep his vanity under control. He deserves everything that comes his way after this. Hey, can't you explain this is all just a misunderstanding? If I delete the post, then it'll look like I've got something to hide. I've kept it up, but the comments are getting out of hand. Why should I explain anything? Besides, all those comments are right. You're a liar, and you entered my daughter's hospital room when I wasn't around. Are you sure you want to make an enemy of me? I can make you lose your job.
You're the one that's going to lose his job.
Department manager? The department manager came storming out of his office with a terrifying expression on his face.
I've heard everything from Yamashita about how you made your way into the hospital and took pictures for your social media account. How childish can you be?
Well, I was just taking pictures, that's all.
That's all? What about the media frenzy that started online because of the photos you've uploaded? The office has been getting phone calls all morning with complaints about your behavior.
What? How come? The company has nothing to do with any of that.
You idiot! Do you really think that? Our clients don't. They've been asking us what kind of training we give our employees, and if we really make our employees work until they collapse and have to be hospitalized. And some of them have even announced that they want to cancel their contracts with us. Despite heavy editing, Suzuki had already been showing off his face online and had been giving out the business cards for his social media account alongside his work business cards to clients. That was probably what had dealt the final blow to the situation, and he had no way of making the excuse that it was just a look-alike. But wait! I'm not done yet. Our company produces equipment for elderly care, so naturally many of our customers are from the medical world. Do you understand how furious they are that you exploited a hospital room, a child's hospital room at that, for your own personal gain? They're disgusted.
What? Oh, yeah. I mean, it may look like a hospital room, but the bed I was sleeping in wasn't actually a hospital bed. It just looked like a hospital room, I swear.
Do you really think an excuse like that is gonna work after all of this?
Then where's the proof that I was in that hospital?
Proof? Sure thing.
The truth is, my daughter actually used the phone I had left on the chair and took a video of you taking pictures of yourself. What? She's always using my phone to take home videos, so she must have remembered to do that when you weren't looking. And she's got your face on camera, too. I could probably upload that video to prove what he had done, but I'd probably get attacked for it, too. There's no way I'm uploading it to social media, even if I'm sure it would gain me a significant number of followers and likes. Then how is she any different from me? She was doing the exact same thing. Do you really want to say that you're on the same level as a 5-year-old? I think you really should consider seeing a neurologist if you think that's okay.
Either way, the fact is we've lost a number of contracts as a result of your actions, Suzuki. The company is going to take a massive blow from this. Do you understand what that means?
What? But I just... What's the problem? You said that you've been contacted by companies to promote their products, haven't you? At least you'll have some work to keep a roof over your head. Good for you, Suzuki. I'm glad that everything's gonna work out for you. It's a good thing you were doing all that social media on the side. Wait, but those promotional jobs were canceled. They've even asked me to pay forfeit for going against their contract clauses. I really can't lose this job. I don't have anything else to fall back on. I need the bonus that's coming up.
Do you really think that we're gonna pay you a bonus after everything you've done? If anything, you owe us damages. After all the money we've lost, I can't promise your future at this company. We're going to talk with the director after this. And you're coming with me.
No! After all the effort he had put into creating an image of himself on the internet, his vanity and his desperate need to be recognized had swallowed him up. and Suzuki had fallen far from grace. A few days later, Suzuki was out of a job, and because he had plastered his own face all over social media, I doubted that he would have an easy time finding a new job. It seems he'd been spending a few weeks shut up inside and being chased down by reporters who wanted a comment from him every time he stepped out of the house. But he was soon kicked out of his apartment when he ran out of money to pay the rent and was given no choice but to move far away. I caught sight of an article that mentioned that he had moved to a small town in the mountains where Wi-Fi couldn't reach him. As for me, I was able to resuscitate the project that had been on the verge of being cut short while I'd been on leave. There had been a lot of difficulty thanks to Suzuki's sloppiness and the chaos he'd stirred up, but I was praised for my performance and my ability to overcome the obstacles that had been placed in front of me. Because of the absence of a section chief, it was decided that I would be the one to replace Suzuki, and was promoted soon after he had left. Rather than go to ridiculous ends to gain attention, I definitely prefer recognition that comes in shapes like this. Reika, we can finally go to the theme park today. I'm sorry I made you wait.
Really? What about your pre-show act?
It's already finished, so we can play as much as you want today.
Really? We can play all day long?
Yeah, of course we can. Let's have fun. We're even going to stay at a big, nice hotel called Moni Hotel. I've gotten a lot busier since becoming section chief, but I hope that I can treasure the time I have with my family and watch my kids grow.